Simon and Dave with me right now. How's it going, fellas?
Good, man. How are you?
Nice to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to be here.
That's a beautiful song.
It's all right.
You just write it?
Yeah, we wrote it on the way up.
Yeah, you know, I think you got a hit on your hands.
It's about you, actually.
Well, yeah, well, you know, I got a lot of things rattling in my head. This is a really big song. It kind of took over the world. I remember getting texts from folks being like, they're going to be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight. It's being charting in the United States right now. Simon, was there a moment that you knew that this song kind of had what it would take?
I knew about it when I heard people were texting you about it. That's when I was like, we made it.
I want to point out it was Dave who texted me about it.
Yeah.
It was a really big song, man. You're going to love it.
This is huge, dudes.
But did you, I mean, like, as a songwriter, Simon, did you know that this was kind of it?
No, well, not really. Like, it was our first time kind of having a song that did this. So I've been dreaming about this since I was very young. So when it started to get passed around to radio stations and like, you know, Jimmy Kimmel, you know, I would have never thought that we would have ever been on something like that, or Conan, or playing big festivals, or getting 3 Juno nominations. So I still hasn't sit in for me yet.
And what was that reaction like from you when you found out you were up for Single of the Year?
I was like, take that, Justin Bieber.
Later in the show, they're going to be playing their second single, Take That, Justin Bieber. Dave, Spirits became this massive hit. Most bands can't even dream of having a tune like that. So what happens to you guys? Do you have a celebration, champagne, high fives?
It was a little bit weird because we were off the road kind of when it was happening. So I was just in my bachelor apartment getting emails like, hey, you guys just went gold in Italy. Like it's a bit like it sort of happens in the abstract. And then we got out on the road and we were playing places we never played, and people were coming out and people were singing along. So it became real to us, I think, when we were touring behind it.
What's fascinating about the song, and this happens with a lot of different pieces of music, but especially a lot of songs that do really well, is that they come from somewhere really honest. And oftentimes the songs that come from the darkest places are the songs that people connect to the most. So Simon, just tell me a little bit with Spirits. What was going on while you were writing it? Yeah,
so honestly, like, Spirits is like a really dark song. Like, the lyrics are about really heavy things, depression, anxiety, and I was going through a lot of that, and so I was just a big ball of anxiety and stress for most of our band's career, you know, trying to make music that does well. And so the kind of funny thing is after it went out, and, you know, I was talking about all my sad stuff, and then we'd get a ton of kid videos. And like,
hold on, what?
Like hundreds of kid videos.
What are kid videos?
Like videos of people sending of their kids.
Singing the song?
Singing Spirits, or like, I got toothbrushes in my head and it won't go. Like, we got all sorts of stuff. So it was like at that moment that like this giant stress just kind of went off me, and I was like, oh, I've kind of mellowed out now. It's become a kit for kids and families and everything. So,
but it's true. I mean, you guys have started doing some kids shows. Dave, what's it like? I mean, I think the first time I saw you guys was at a bar called the Cameron House in Toronto, and I was feeling very little pain, and I think I was feeling the most pain out of anyone there. What's it like playing for kids now?
Playing for kids is really fun. We do, I think our target demographic now is like 11 and under.
Right.
And
that's why I like your band so much.
I mean, well, like, one of the things that I think is really telling is that our kids shows and adult shows are just the same. We just call it a kids show and play all our songs. so
you curse the same amount.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that shows you like the age level at which our music is generally pitched, I think.
And they're honest little buggers too. Like, you'll be like, oh, did you guys like that song? They're like, no, not really. Play that Spirits one again.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I was near the same thing.
Yeah, they're tough critics. You'll be like, hey, this is a new one. They'll be like, boo! Play the hits.
But I also know that, Simon, that you've been in contact and people have contacted you from the military who have experienced PTSD, who that song has helped.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I talked about earlier how I was a bit of an anxious and stressed out person, and this song and this album, I've gotten, again, hundreds of people. I got one this morning, and this is a true story. I got a Facebook message this morning that said, my mom and me have been in the hospital all week. She's dying of stage 4 cancer. We listened to your album the whole time because she loved it so much, and she died this week. I know, this isn't self-promotion. I swear. This is it struck me like I've had people from, like you said, from the military saying I have post-traumatic stress disorder. This album's helped me get through, and so this took on a whole new level for me. You know, it wasn't about me anymore. It wasn't about my success. It wasn't about our success. It was about, holy crap. You know, this means a lot to me that people have connected to this music, and I would have never thought by putting pain out there that other people would. You know, get touched by that. So that means the most to me, I think, yeah.
I want to point out again, and we only have, yeah, absolutely. We only have about a minute left before, but we're going to hear another song later. Just briefly, Dave, you know, as I said, I saw you in the Cameron House, and there was about 40 of us there, and now all of a sudden you guys are one of the biggest attractions in the country right now. How does it feel?
Well, I mean, when we started getting 40 people at the Cameron House, like that felt like a big deal. So, you know, it feels amazing. But you know, having people connect with our music at all feels amazing. So it's all just kind of more of a good thing.
They're going to play another song later in the show. You guys excited about that? We're so happy to have them here in Ottawa. Simon and Dave from the Strumbellas. Looking forward to hearing another song later in the show. One more time, give it up for Simon and Dave from the Strumbellas.